With every generation, one of the three console makers has a fumble, doesn't react properly, or poor planning forces a disconnect with the fans and leads them to fall behind. In the generation of PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64, Nintendo was such company. The choices of cartridge for CD ultimately did them dirty. Today we are discussing the decisions that Sony is making versus Microsoft and how Microsoft will win this generation, and how they already have started to turn the tide. And if you guys haven't already and you guys are enjoying the content, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, comment down below, follow us over on Twitch, or check out the second YouTube channel where I do dirt bike, outdoor, hunting, fishing, all that kind of stuff. But anyways guys, I know why you guys are here, so let's go ahead and jump on with the video. The Clash of the Titans, Fight of the Ages, the Super Bowl for gamers, which team will win? I'm usually pretty agnostic in debates, with my first console being a Sega Genesis, then moving on to a PlayStation 1, eventually getting an Xbox, and so forth. Currently having every console available except the newest one, damn you shortages. So I like to see myself as pretty neutral, even though underneath I do have my underlying biases, but for this, we will stick to the facts. Next gen isn't about the consoles, it's a war of community population. Higher the number of people using your ecosystem, it's fair to say everyone is already aware of the juggernaut that is Game Pass service, and the majority of the people clamoring for Sony to find an answer, which we will go into a little bit later, but naive people think that the winner of the console war is how many consoles were sold. False. It's who made the most revenue and is looked at as providing the best products. Hence why Nintendo stays relevant for so long. Even with major flops on occasion, their games are always top notch with every high attach rates. Example that we can use for this would be Apple products. Game Pass is accelerating their player ecosystem with the addition of PC, ultimately including billions of PC gamers into the realm, where Sony is being stubborn. This forward thinking from Microsoft and continuous for the gamer ideal has pushed Microsoft into the forefront of closing the gap with Sony, and inevitably will surpass. We could spend hours on why everyone is calling Game Pass the best deal in gaming. It's simple. It is. I personally went from spending maybe close to like $500 a year on games to Game Pass subscription plus maybe a game. That's quite a contrast there, so let's move on. This is where I facepalm so fucking hard. Excuse my language, but this argument is so mute. And basically Sony fanboys just trying to grasp at any advantage Sony has to justify their purchase. Does Sony have some best games I've played last gen? Yeah, probably, of course. Did Microsoft provide a few of these? Yeah, they definitely did. But companies aren't stagnant. They grow and adapt, and if they want to or need to. Microsoft has proven that they are committed to improving and growing. With the new additions to the first-party suite, it's clearly shown. The one strength Sony currently has will no longer be the case mid-generation, and which Sony fanboys better be ready. Thor's hammer is about to drop. So stop with this argument with the amount of studios compared to Sony. Now, probably Microsoft only needs probably like 3 to 5 of these games to be critically acclaimed to be toe-in-toe with Sony. So leaving Sony at a disadvantage mid-generation. Quick little plug for my favorite games of last generation. Definitely Last of Us 2 is probably my number 1. Ori Will and the Wisp, I'm going to give that probably to my number 2 spot. I love me the Ori franchise. And definitely a must play if you have not already. And Control. I loved Alan Wake, and Control kind of just hit that right itch for me. But anyways, moving on. Not only do you need new games to attract players to your ecosystem, you also need games that players can come back to from their childhood. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and one you shouldn't discount. If I was told I could play any game from my childhood on the new PlayStation, I would pick up one tomorrow. But Sony has continuously shown that they have grown complacent and refuse to change. With the recent closure of the PlayStation 3 store and the PS Vita, with no sight of them trying to address the backwards compatibility, it's obvious that they lost on this front as well. Now stop. Don't even. I know what you're thinking. But Feb, what about the PlayStation Now? Bitch, please. Have you tried playing over the web? Streaming your game from the air quotes now, the cloud, it's rough. Sometimes it's great, other times it's awful. By the way, coming from someone with like 500 gigs down, yeah, good luck Stadia. Oh, too soon? If Sony wants to compete, fixing PlayStation Now is their key to success, enabling download of the games to the system and combining with the subscription into PlayStation Plus. Depending on success, starting to play around with big AAA budget games on day and date. For Sony to stay relevant after this generation, it's crucial for them to adapt to the market. Just as in life, anytime you get comfortable, you're selling yourself short, not pushing yourself to become better or challenging yourself. Sony has shown in the PlayStation 3 era that they can and will become complacent. This I'm invincible model destroys majority who embrace it. Personally, I don't believe it's all their fault, but self-evaluation is a thing in which I believe they are oblivious to. They are too busy listening to the fanboys and embracing the model, but because of this failure to self-evaluate, they're going to end in a poor position compared to what they prefer. They have the options and currently the left from the previous generation, but in a matter of moments that can be washed away. See back to PlayStation 3 and even the Xbox One, both consoles come from a stubborn company that made poor decisions when they were on top. Microsoft is turning the tide and will no doubt become the victor. The longer Sony holds off on addressing these issues, the farther down the hill they will keep going. PlayStation 5 is selling well and may hold on to this generation, but moving forward, the hammer will drop if they don't change with the times. This is Feb. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like the type of content, if so, hit that like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you guys' opinions are. Do you think I'm way out of whack with this, or do you kind of agree? I mean, personally, I've been seeing a lot of influencers that are in the gaming sphere talking and feeling the same way I am, and I just feel like the Sony fanboys, or just fanboyism, tribalism in video game industry is just so disgusting. It's come on, guys. Everybody's trying to justify for their team or justify their purchase, right? It's just get over yourself. Look at the facts. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.